So welcome, Kaiyurie Moodley, to the Youth Unplugged show. It's an honor to have you on, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, all right. So tell us about yourself. Who is Kaiyurie Moodley?
Well, I am 21 years old and I currently attend the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I play for the women's golf team there, and I've kind of been playing for a very long time. I've been playing since the age of 5, so there's not much else towards me. I used to play drums
Uh-huh.
in high school. I took music as a matric subject, and
Okay.
I loved public speaking. I participated in many public speaking events. Other than that, I'm pretty boring, if you ask me.
No, actually, what you're telling me right now is quite awesome. When we chatted earlier on during the week, you mentioned about golf, etc. But I'm impressed. I mean, music as well. Is it just the drums that you attempted?
So I used to play piano for quite a few years,
Hmm.
and towards the end, I did not like it. I'm more of a rhythm person. I enjoy a beat, especially when I'm listening to music.
Uh-huh.
Music is a big part of my life, so yeah, I decided to move towards the drums.
Okay, and what type of music do you like?
I listen to everything under the sun except for probably rock and country. I would say country. I definitely haven't gotten used to the country music yet, but it's ironic I don't listen to rock because I did play rock and pop drums.
Hmm.
So um, it's quite weird, but I definitely don't listen to rock music or heavy metal.
All right, no, but I'm sure there's a festival for everything, so I'm sure it'll come to you eventually. Maybe you take to it in time.
Yes, hopefully. We have to keep the doors open.
Oh, definitely. That's what I loved about chatting to you earlier, off air, is the fact that you game for everything. The world is full of possibilities, and that attitude is what is getting you to where you want to be. So, hats off to
Hmm.
you for having that positive, that motivational attitude.
Thank you. I think it's very important to stay optimistic.
Mhm.
I'm more of a glass half full type of person.
Oh, that's great.
I think, it's important. It's about the positivity. Otherwise, I just think life would be quite boring if you were to see the downside to everything.
No, definitely, I agree. Now, you spoke about golf, okay? So you currently play a golf and obviously have a dream of one day doing it on a professional note. But when did this passion exactly, start? And how has that journey been thus far?
So, as I said, I've started playing golf since the age of 5. That
Hmm.
was when I played my first tournament. And I came about playing golf because 17 years ago, at the time, my family and I were living in Durban, and my mom came home with a plastic set of golf clubs from Pick and Pay. And bear in mind, I definitely was not a girly girl. I missed the entire Barbie phase. I was straight into Spider-Man and superheroes, and definitely into sports. And ever since she brought home those plastic set of clubs, I've loved it ever since. So the journey right now has been amazing. I've been given so many opportunities to represent South Africa all over the world. I
Hmm.
can happily say I've traveled and played in every single continent on the planet. So golf has definitely opened up a lot of doors for me, especially to get me into studying in America. But the journey has been amazing, and the people behind me, they've shown me blood, sweat, and tears, and have helped me get to where I am today.
No, definitely. That's one thing that everybody must understand, especially the youngsters, is you don't get to a destination yourself. There's people
No,
that are there that are motivating you, your loved ones, and the people that are there to challenge you. And all of that put together is what helps you to get to your destination.
definitely. I mean, every individual, is the face of their own brand. Every individual is a brand. And, you don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see what the team that you have, what they do to help you.
Mhm.
Whether it's, when I was in high school, my mom was very on top of me in terms of schoolwork because, as I said, I've traveled a lot. So traveling and, maintaining school it's definitely been a challenge. So having my mom helping me with that, my dad was always helping me with the golf side, traveling with me to tournaments, obviously when I was a little bit younger. And it's just the support team.
Hmm. No, definitely. It is
Hmm.
always been the support. Now, with the things that we do, as part of our passion, whether it's playing chess or golf for that matter, these qualities that you gain, of and something that it teaches you. So, what has golf actually taught you? What is the characteristics or the qualities, and how do you actually incorporate that in your learnings of your everyday life?
Golf has definitely taught me how to be patient
Mm-hmm.
and not to be overconfident and not to kind of jump before the gun in that sense. By being patient, I've used that in my life where you need to be patient for things to happen. Not everything happens at the same time. I think our generation definitely has that instant gratification. And sometimes that's not how life works. You need to be able to work hard and put in the efforts and the time for something for you to pursue something. So as I said, I've played golf for 17 years now, and I wasn't as good as I was, halfway through that journey.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time I've played and practiced and have traveled, it's been giving me opportunities to learn from what I've done before to make me a better player now.
Mm-hmm.
Even in my personal life as well, the skills that I've learned while juggling school and golf at the same time, I've definitely taken it into my life now as a student athlete in university. It's very important to keep patient and just waiting for things to come, because eventually it will if you keep on working harder at it. Yeah.
Okay, no, definitely. Patience is one thing that doesn't come easily to many people. And I'm not going to lie,
Mhm.
I am one of them that, patience and me are sometimes chalk and cheese, and I'm trying to teach myself. So I'm very happy that, the golf has taught you that. But I'm sure there's many other types of sport for those youngsters that are listening that will teach you values, teach you things like patience, and it actually helps you in life in general. So that's the good thing. You don't only chase a specific sport, but you actually use it and it helps you to become a better person in life.
Yes, definitely, I agree.
Yeah. Now, apart from chasing your dreams, with playing golf, you did mention that you are currently completing your tertiary studies in America. Now, what are you studying, and and what are the plans afterwards? Do you want to continue studying? You want to go, get a job there, stay there?
So I currently am studying international business and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, with me being in school in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's one of the biggest business cities in the US. So obviously, graduating from that school with a business degree will definitely help open doors for me if I do want to go into a corporate job after I graduate. So I graduate May of next year, and after that, I'm trying to get my MBA.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely is another tool that I can use in the corporate world after my studying an undergraduate degree. And one of the most important things is that as an athlete, and no matter in what sport you play, you need to have a backup plan. You can have as much confidence in the world that you're going to make it one day, but there's some unforeseen circumstances that may happen. Someone might get injured, or so on. So, having a backup plan is very, very important. And hopefully after that, I'll try and turn professional in America and stay there.
Well, you have our blessings here from Southside FM. We wish you all the best when it comes to wanting to chase your dream. Ever since I started chatting to you, I could hear the enthusiasm, the passion that you have for golf. So, I
Mhm.
wish you all the very best, and hopefully one day I get to see you play amongst the international stars, the professionals, as you being one of them.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Now, so that means you've come for from the holidays, rather the December holidays. So you come back home like what, just once a year in December to meet with the family and go back.
So I come home twice a year. Ideally, that's the plan. So American education starts in August and ends in May. So I basically come home for that long summer vacation. In America, it will be summer.
Mhm.
It's about 3 months long, and then now in December for the Christmas and New Year, it's about 3 weeks.
Okay, right. So you get to spend enough time and get enough of mom's cooking as well.
Oh, definitely. I've been taking full advantage of that.
I know you can never get anything better than mom's cooking, eh?
Oh, absolutely not.
No. Now, no one has ever achieved their dreams without challenges, Kaiyurie, and we all know that. Now, what were the challenges that you faced, and how did you actually overcome? And the reason I ask you this is because there's many youngsters, once again, that are listening that have challenges in their life, and sometimes they feel it's a bit bigger than they dream. So, how have
Mhm.
you dealt with it? And that can actually be a bit of a motivation for them.
So I've been very privileged in the sense of when I joined my country club, for example, they were very welcoming of me, even though I was obviously very young at the time. And with the challenges that I've faced, I'm grateful in the sense that I haven't faced as many challenges. And one of the challenges I would say that I've faced was, you know, playing a sport is not always the best on your personal health and your mental health, especially. You'll always go through rough patches. Not everything is rainbows and butterflies, unfortunately. So, in terms of that, the challenges that I've had to overcome is how to get out of a rough patch. And your swing or your game can feel so good, 5 days ago, but you play again and you don't play as well,
Mm,
or you play a tournament and you're leading and you mess up somewhere and you don't win anymore. um, that's definitely one of the challenges I've had to overcome, and had to teach myself that it's not the end of the world.
mm.
I feel that challenges are placed in our lives to show us how strong we are in overcoming them, and they teach us how to move forward in life. And if we're ever placed in those situations again, they teach us how to overcome them because we've learned from what we've done before.
No,
So in that sense, I'm grateful that I've not had to face as many challenges besides, juggling school and golf.
definitely.
And as I've said, that's definitely taught me, while being a student athlete in college, how to manage my time correctly, how to get everything done on time and to the best of my ability, and
Mm.
not to make things rushed or leave things to the last minute.
No, definitely. I think time management has really helped you there. And I think the word that also needs to be added there is discipline, hey?
Yeah, playing a sport,
Mm.
as a student, whether you're in high school and prep school, even if you're in university, it's a lot of discipline. You need to be very committed to what you're doing because it is a full-time job. A day in my life would be, I have workouts at 6 a.m. in the morning, which means I need to wake up at least 5 o'clock in order to get ready and leave to go to workout. I
Hmm.
have classes all morning up until, from 8 o'clock to 12, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then it's practice from 1 to 6 p.m. And, every now and then I have those late classes that end at almost 9 o'clock at night.
Hmm.
So it's a full-time job, and being able to eat correctly, get enough sleep, in order to, have the energy to complete the next day. It's all about discipline.
Now, to my dear, I was going to ask you, where is the time to eat in what you told me? Because there was no time allocated for that. Is that how
Yeah.
you get
So
maintain your figure?
no, no. So it's so important to eat correctly and get the right nutrition. You need, and again with the discipline, you need to be able to meal prep. So on Saturdays and Sundays, usually I don't have mandatory practice. So those are the days that I take to kind of, recuperate and take a break a little, because everyone needs a break. You can't work 24/7, 7 days a week and not burn out. That's also another thing, is in college and being an athlete, you have to make sure you don't burn out, because this is a lifestyle you have to maintain for 4 years, and that's a heavy ask. So with nutrition, it's meal prepping. You need to be able to, whether it's on a Saturday or Sunday, go and grocery shop and come back and cook a meal that will last you a couple of days. You just put it in the fridge and you take it and you eat it on the go. So usually I have a meal plan at school, so we eat at a cafeteria, so it's just timing. you'll see me running into class with my books in my hand and my lunch in the other hand, and eating and studying at the same time, because there's no time to sit down for an hour for lunch or an hour for dinner.
No, I'm sure. But again, I'll say I'm very impressed with the way you handle everything and the fact that you've got like blinkers where you are set on your goal. And that's what is very impressive. You know what you want to achieve, you know what the end goal is, and you know that it's not easy to get there. And
Hmm.
quite a mature young lady that I must say, I commend you for that. But again, that whatever everything that you've been saying, it's true that you've got to have good time management and discipline. So well,
Hmm.
hats off to you. Now here on Southside FM, right, we have a word for the people, for the listeners, and it's a Tamil word, and it's called makkal. That's what it means. It means people in English. And the
Hmm.
youngsters that listen, we call them kutimakal, which means
Hmm.
young adults, so youngsters.
Hmm.
So what would you like? What would your advice be rather to all the kutimakals that are listening to you right now? I'm sure they are already impressed with what you've been saying, and I'm sure that they're taking quite a few gems from your lifestyle for that matter.
Hmm. My advice would just be to stay happy. At the end of the day, we're going through high school, you'll go through university, and you're going to have to get a job. And you need to be able to work in a place and in an environment that makes you happy, because ideally you don't want to be moving from job to job to job to job. You kind of want a steady income. You need to be happy with what you're doing, and whether that's in athletics, whether that's being a professional athlete, or even in an academic career, you need to be able to be happy. And as I've said, my days are extremely long, but because I love golf so much and I have such a passion for it,
Mm,
and I've worked so hard, I enjoy what I do, so I don't mind there being long hours in my in my college career. And that was even before, even in high school and in prep school. It's the long hours, and it's because I love the sport so much. I didn't mind putting in all that time and effort, because I knew at the end of the day it would lead me somewhere. It would let me do the things that I love to do. It would let me travel the world and see countries that I never dreamt of seeing in my life.
mm.
So my advice is definitely do something that makes you happy. You need to be happy, because that's what gets us through life. That's what makes us optimistic. Because if we're looking down and we're seeing the glass half empty, you're not fulfilling anything. You're just making yourself feel worse and worse, and you're not performing to the best of your ability in any career that you're in.
Mm.
So basically, be happy, stay happy. That's the one thing I'd say.
you know that I can continue listening to you, and if you were not in America, I'd ask you, can you be my co-host? I just love listening to you. If I have a daughter one day, I would love for her to have the same discipline and drive as you. And I'm sure many moms are talking to their kids right now and saying, "No, you got to be like Kaiyurie. Listen to her. Listen to the discipline that she has. The drive, the determination." So, firstly, hats off to your parents because again, support system is important. Your first very
Hmm.
best friends, and that's your parents, that's your family, your system. Hats off to them for making you and helping you be the person that you are, because you are quite an
Hmm.
inspiration here today on Youth Unplugged, I must say. Now, before I leave you, and before we let you go, you are also the daughter of an icon in this country, who speaks her mind, and we simply love her for that. I must say, your mum, Devi Sankri Govender, is someone I myself look up to, for being that brave and bold woman. Now, what is it like being her daughter? I've got to ask that. And how has, she helped in making you that young woman that you are today? That, I'm sure she has been a strong pillar of strength for you because she sure has for many South Africans.
Hmm. My mom is definitely someone that I look up to. She taught me from a very young age what it was like to work hard, and what benefits you reap from working hard. She was able to help me with school. She's very academic, obviously. And with her being part of my support system, it really does help. It allows me to feel that if something were to go wrong, or if I need help in any aspect of my life, she'll be there to help me. And I think that's key with most mothers, not just because my mother is well known. It's
Mm.
every single person's mom and dad are there to help them and to show them what it's like to work hard and to grow as a person. Um, you'd probably think someone that I'd look up to would be someone in the golfing world or an athlete, but it definitely is my mom, and I wouldn't be where I am today without her. With her hard work, her determination, she told me how to be disciplined.
Mhm.
That's probably one of the biggest takeaways, is how to be disciplined, because being disciplined is extremely hard, especially when you're living on your own.
Mhm.
Um, so I love her very much. She's a really strong pillar, and I'm glad that she's able to show that to the rest of the world and the rest of South Africa in that matter.
Mhm. No, no, definitely. I must say that when you talk about her being a strong pillar, and yes, she has touched many lives in South Africa. The fact is, on the breakfast show, I remember my co-host asking me, "Who do you, like the most, or what did you enjoy the most about all the interviews that we had on the breakfast show?" And I didn't, without thinking twice, I told him it was actually Devi's interview. And we can have her. Can we have her again? Was my request. Can we please have her back on the breakfast show, because her drive, she is who she is. There's no putting on of any sort. It's clear. That's her character,
Hmm.
and that's what she stands for. And she's quite a motivation, as I said, for someone who just watches her, or just maybe interacts with her now and then. So I'm sure she has played a vital role in your life. So we'd also like, on
Hmm.
behalf of Youth Unplugged, we'd like to say thank you to your mom, for making you the strong young lady that you are. And hopefully, there are many youngsters that are learning today from yourself. And also, on behalf of Southside FM in here on Youth Unplugged with myself, Revli Pillai, and Miranda Mavundla, we'd like to say all the very best to you, my dear. May you achieve great heights, in whether it is golf, in the corporate world, anything that you're passionate about. May you be successful in it. And I know that for sure, because the drive and determination that you have, it's remarkable and it's commendable. So all the very best, and God bless, and hope to chat to you soon when you're back in South Africa.
Definitely. Thank you again so much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. You take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.